Hi guys, I'm live. I need to change the strings on my Jackson guitar. They're really old. They've been and I've used other tunings on this guitar that require bigger strings sometimes, and those strings have gotten old. So I just thought I'd go live and change these strings live with you guys. I don't know, whatever. So I got this pack of strings at Bertrand's. Yes, I'm still allowed to go there. Caretaker Grady, Pudge, what's his name again? Rodney, whatever. So I'm just going to change these strings. So if you guys want to tune in, that's cool. First, you unlock the locking nut. You can't do much with the locking nut on. And I have this kit, this stuff here that's for changing strings. So this is a string winder. Makes it quicker than doing it by hand. Yeah, I'll do the high string first. So yeah, unwind the string. Sorry if this is boring. I was going to do it anyway, so I figured I might as well let you guys watch if you want to. These are called dikes. They are string cutters. Make this a little looser. And then you unlock it here at the bridge. Loosen it first so it doesn't just come flying out. I was going to play and do live like that. I mean, you know, play right now, but I have to change the strings first. So I thought I'd just let you guys join me if you want. And these strings are so old. And this is a good guitar. The Jackson guitar is a good guitar, so I don't want to leave it stringless or bad strings on it. Man, these strings are so dusty. They almost project into the air almost. I didn't get a trash sack, so what do I do? What do I do for that? I forgot to do that. What can I do to grab? I guess I'll just have to. I don't know, lay them up here. I don't know. Just lay them where I'll step on them if I'm not careful. Here's what I'll do, guys. See how you can improvise in a situation where you don't know what you're going to do? Just empty this all out. Use this as a temporary trash can, and then when I'm done, I'll put everything back in. So yeah, I improvise. Okay. Okay, so these are the strings I use. I use Super Slinkly 9 to 42s. Ernie Ball, by the way. I didn't say what the brand was, but that is the brand. And it can go to trash too. Okay, I've got a bridge in my trash can. It's not a trash can. It's now a trash can. It was holding things. Okay, I use them in reverse order. I go thin to thick, so I have to change the order of these strings they give you them to you in. And I'll try to do this quickly so it doesn't take up all your time if you're watching. I don't know. Cut the balls off here. Like that. Cut the trash can. Okay. My dad's military training of me is coming into purpose here in my life. I'm just chatting with you guys. What am I supposed to say? Nothing. This guy was on one of my friend's property, and I stood there and I was like helping her not have to worry about him or something like that. Now she's happy with me, and and it was not cool for him to be on her property, yelling at her on her property about something she did or whatever. And I was just standing right there like, okay, just don't let anything happen here. I'm right here. And she really appreciated that later on. I mean, she said, thank you. And now I'm a possible use for security detail. I'll do it. I don't care. Whatever I'm useful for. Isn't that what we're here to do? Be useful. So we're just talking. What am I supposed to do? Just keep a silence valve. Okay, so you wind the string with the string winder, makes it faster. Okay. getting it up here. Isn't Wind Me Up an extreme song? Wind Me Up. They're a good band. They're too funky for me, but and they got ruined. Their whole thing got ruined with that song, No More More Than Words. It just ruined the whole vibe because they were a kick-ass rock band, and they get pegged with this stupid little song as their contribution to, you know, society or whatever. I don't know. It was a raw deal for them. Okay, so second string ready to go here. These things are bad. They really need to be changed. I mean, they're getting changed. That's a good thing. Okay, I have no friends. I have you guys, my fans, my fans that are friends are my friends, but I don't have friends. My wife is off getting healed for whatever. The moderator doesn't have time for me. He's got too much family and money to earn. And I'm just sitting here at the house. I don't have family. I don't have friends main friends. I have people like, you know, people, you guys, my fans are my friends, but I have no friends to stick by me. And do I look like I'm hurting? Nah, I'm fine. In fact, I get stronger. My art gets better when I don't have anybody distract me, you know, because friends, there's a negative side to anything, including friends. They can distract you. With Dal here always yelling at me, calling my name out randomly, whatever, God knows what reason. I wasn't progressing musically like I am now. I just wasn't, you know. I've done things on my channel musically that weren't even in the, did I forget how to do this? No, I didn't. They weren't even in the works when she was here. You know, it wasn't even on the market. It wasn't even a possibility. But now that I have all this time and space to myself, I can do what I really want to do with my music, you know, too. So count your curses. Don't just count your blessings. Curses can be blessings in disguise, you know. Count your curses. I think that might be a new saying. I don't know, whatever. Somebody will steal it soon. And then what you do? Steal from somebody else to make yourself in. I don't know. I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. Okay, so. I'd rather be playing guitar than changing strings, but I'm changing them anyway, so I thought I'd invite you guys just to join me here. Okay, it's way down at the bottom there. Shouldn't be. Oh, darn it. Oh, well, it's no big deal, whatever. That's better. That's more like it. No, and I was just being tongue-in-cheek with that song. I should have been an abortion. I'm just joking, but whatever. Think what you want. If I really were suicidal, I wouldn't be talking about it. I'd be thinking of how to do it, and I wouldn't be singing songs about it with a straight face. You know, it's fun. You know, songs. You write lyrics that are hopefully original and fun. And that lyric came to me, and I wasn't going to say, I'm not going to sing that. I don't do that. I just said, okay, sing it. So I did a song that should have been an abortion, called "Been an Abortion." Nobody wishes they were an abortion. But whatever. Kind of thought it was a cool song, you know. And if I ever wished I was an abortion, those times are long gone, because I'm actually doing very well in my life. So call it like you like. How about the days I was being hit by my dad? How about that for a time to be doing that? And I wasn't even saying it then. I wasn't complaining to anybody, or you sure had a couple of weeks I was suicidal for a while in the 90s, but who wouldn't have? And that's cool. And that's not how I am. That's not where I'm at right now. So whatever. But what's interesting about my interactions is if I have to, I can go to that place. I can go to a place where I don't want to live if I want to, just to, if it was necessary for the situation I'm in, I can do that because I was there. So I can do that. It's actually a strength. And if you think of it that way, want to toy with my life? Well, I can go there. I can go to a place where I want to die, and I can go there in a heartbeat. So it's actually a strength. My dad actually gave me that gift by how he treated me. It's actually a gift to be able to do that. If you can't go to a place where you are willing to die, you're not as effective as you should be in some situations. I mean, what do you think? Incorrect? Put it through here first. I said, is that how I've been doing it? No, it hasn't been. Wait, how have I been doing this? It's been so long since I've changed strings. Gosh, I do remember how to do this, don't I? Put it in like that. Okay. I don't think that's how I've been doing it, but whatever. It can be done that way. Oh, and I wanted to say something in behalf of the moderators work with me. Don't forget our actual songs that the moderator made, like Kissing Death and Black Boy Blues and Wild and I'm the Crime and Utuku and Black Boy Blues, if I didn't say that, and Crash and Burn. Not, even though I've had some questions about Crash and Burn, but I think it's okay. And all that. Don't forget those songs, you guys, because that's really where we're headed. That's where, if the moderator ever has another free hour in his life, that's what we really be doing, is making content like that. It'll be videos with actual original songs. What I do when we're not doing that is what I can do without him, but it's not as cool as what we do when we get to work together, which is partly his choice and partly because he can't help it because he's got to do family and money. But whatever, I still do music regardless of what he does. But it doesn't mean that I don't enjoy when we get together, and we can do great stuff when he is helping me, when he's working with me. So don't forget to watch those old things. Oh, darn it. That came out of there now. I'm having too much fun doing this, is my feeling. I'm having so much fun, I'm not paying attention. I'm very relaxed, actually, as a person. I've been through so much junk. It takes a lot to rile me if I don't really want to be riled, you know what I'm saying? If I'm not in the mood to be riled, it takes a lot to, on the other hand, a little comment can upset me, but I don't know. If it really upset me, it doesn't upset me with a capital U. It doesn't make me feel like, oh my God, I'm going to die. Pudge doesn't like me. It's nothing like that. It just puts me in a foul position. It puts me in a foul state of thinking at the moment, but it doesn't change anything. Haters can hate me till the end of the universe, and I'll still be just like, well, what do you got? It'll bother me if I read it sometimes. It'll affect my thinking, but that's more of an Aspie thing than it is of really, I care about you hater thing. It's really not. If I wanted to quit guitar, I'd quit. If I'm not going to quit, I'm not going to quit. No hater is going to make me just give up, just sell my guitars and quit and drop out. What the fuck do people think? What world are they in if that's what they're expecting out of their work, i.e. their content, which is hating me? That's their end game. I'm just going to quit because of them. They're just going to give me the courage to just say, screw it, I quit, I give up. And that's a big victory for them, because that makes them happy, right? I think I lost my Allen wrench for a second. I mean, they are evil after all. We gotta know who we're talking about here, right? These are evil people. They're to be feared. I don't know. I have so many Allen wrenches, but I just lost one. I just literally left an Allen wrench here, and I don't know what I did with it. All right. Yeah, I use it. Okay, this is 24 gauge. And I think on my song choices I've been doing for covers, I think I've been doing all right with my choices, because I don't just stick to the rock and roll, heavy metal idiom that might be easy for me. You know, I could probably spit out certain things in that domain that wouldn't be hard for me, but I don't do that so much, though I do it, I guess. But I choose things like Joe Walsh and stuff that's more a challenge for me. You know, I want to be challenged at some point too. I don't want it to just be, well, I can do this, let me show you. No, part of my process is actually challenging myself and becoming a better musician. It's not just look what I can do. It's look what I'm learning. Look what I'm just now able to do. It's like a celebration of progress as much as it is a victory romp, you know. I'm showing, look what I'm able to do that I couldn't even do a year ago. You know, that's kind of more what my channel is kind of more like. More than, well, I did this 30 years ago and I can still do it. Watch me. It's not so much that. I never did, what do you call it? Life's Been Good in my life. Ever did that song. Ever learned it in my life. I barely listened to it growing up. I mean, I did because it was on the radio, but I was more of a rock and roll dude. You know, I was more Hendrix, Van Halen. I didn't want to hear Joe Walsh. But actually now I think about it, it's cool stuff in there, funk and stuff I can do find challenging. So that's what I'm doing. When I did the party. That song about me not having a party was a total spoof. And that's a fact. But whatever. That's why I did it, to spoof it. But some of those songs, I had never even done Enter Sandman in my life ever. Never learned it, whole life, because that's on the other end of the extreme where it's speed metal. I never really did speed metal either. I never did country funk. I mean, you know, that kind of thing. And I never did speed metal. I did, you know, for some reason, Anthrax and Megadeth. That was just out of my. I don't really like listening to that for some reason. It just seems like it's trying too hard to be over the top angry, when it just comes off as trying too hard to me. You know, it's more subtle if you do it like Hendrix and Van Halen rather than like Megadeth. But I did it because it was a request, and I like it. I dug it. I dig that song. That's fun as hell to play it. But it wasn't like, this is what I've been doing, and I'm really, you know, I went out on several limbs. Someone asked me to do Star Spangled Banner, which I've done, but I threw in the Hendrix version of it. It was fun. And now they want me to play Eruption, and that's to start it. But I have ways of doing Eruption now that might be different than Eddie, but if they want Eddie's version, I can do that. I can do Eddie's, you know. I like to play it in different keys, though, modulate, you know, the thing rather than just play it just like Eddie. I like to make it interesting for me, change it up somehow here and there. But learning how Eddie did tapping like that was a big breakthrough for me. But the theory thing I just did, that was a huge thing. I mean, I'm not, you know, whatever. And no thought can ever be considered unique. Some creatures had that thought before you. If you have to go as high as God or whatever represents that position, then go there, and someone's thought of it. But very unique theory I just thought of with arpeggios there. I hadn't thought of it. Mathematically narrows it down to a really safe little window where you can actually know what you're doing when you're tapping with your progression. You can know what you're doing, don't get lost, and don't play bad progressions. Hard to do that if you don't know what you're doing. You know, it's hard to get lucky every time. You go from arpeggio to arpeggio, you just hope you hear it right, hope you get lucky, and you're going to hear a bad one, or you're not going to know what you're doing, which is worse than hitting a bad one. If you hit a bad one, at least you know you did it wrong and tried again. But if you don't know what you're doing, that's even worse. You don't even have a plan, you know. And if you don't know, it's just that theory I made up. I think it makes it easier to do Eddie's thing, which was a cool thing, you know. Still is a cool thing. He's just not here to see it. Doesn't mean he's not saying it. He's just not here to see it. LOL. Who knows what happens after you die? God knows. yeah, if believing in God solved the death problem, we would have a much different world than we really have. If accepting Jesus as your savior suddenly makes you okay with death, if that really were true, this would be a different world, because everybody says they love Jesus. Everybody's a Christian. Everybody's terrified of everything. People are terrified of life, much less death. If they're all Christians behind that. By their fruits you shall know them. If you really have peace, you wouldn't act like you do, Mr. Christian or Mrs. Christian. They don't act in peace. They don't act like they've gained anything from their professed belief in Jesus. I mean, in fact, they're some of the scariest and worst people. Own guns, shoot people. I don't know. I'm not an expert. I'm just saying I don't see the peace in their eyes. I don't see the peace in their life that supposedly Jesus is supposed to give them. Jesus is supposed to make them peaceful and happy. Well, he's not doing a very good job from the grave. But that's my opinion. You think what you want. I think Christianity saves the world if you want to. Fine with me. I mean, think what you want. I think what I want. That's the thing. I don't tell people what to think. I just think and let them see what I think. And if they want to think like me, fine. That's cool if they do. If they don't, well, I'm sorry. That's good. Have your nice day. So that's all I do. It's an example thing. It's not I tell you what to do, because people don't tell me what to do. So why should I tell them? I'm not trying to be I'm not trying to do something. I'm not trying to do something for someone that I haven't done. I'm not trying to tell anyone to do anything I haven't already done, or that I don't believe in, or I don't think it's nothing. In fact, I don't even tell people what to do. I just do what I believe in. And that's it. That's all I do. If people want to like that, that's great. I mean, it is. That's cool. If not, well, I'm sorry. I did me. That's all I could have done. So there's a peace in knowing you did the best you could, even if you lose. There's a peace in just knowing you did it the way you meant to, and you did it the only way you would have or could have done. There's a different feeling there than the same result if you know you could have done better. Like if I fail a test and I know I could have put the right answer, that makes me feel a different thing than if I just did my best and didn't know the right answer. It's the same result technically, but it's a different feeling, isn't it? In one case, you were being a fraud. In the other case, you did your best. It's a whole different ballgame in those scenarios. So it's not just important what the result is. I love Bill Gates. Okay, I think he's great, but it's not just he's the biggest guy because he's the third or fourth richest guy in the world. Isn't he great? There's more to it than that, because he's not going to take that money with him, and doesn't even have 100 years left to enjoy it on this earth, probably, unless he lives to be 150 or whatever. So everything, careful what you bow to. It may not be there for you. If you bow to money, well, that's great for now. And there is greatness in being able to earn money. There's greatness in people that are great often have money, but it ain't always that way. Sometimes money is just luck of the draw, and that doesn't save you. Luck of the draw isn't going to save you in the end. It's just going to save you while you're here for a while. You know what I mean? So that's what I think. What do I know, right? Okay, I think I did this pretty quickly. This usually takes half an hour to change things like this. I hope I did this in less. I hope I did this in less than that. I'm not totally done, but I'm on my 6th string here. Yeah. Oh, there comes that. Dang, I'm having a hard time with this. Okay, that's how it goes, right? Right. And some of the, like I said, it can seem like it would be maddening to be just by yourself, like I am in this house right now, but it's not that bad, really. I have my fans when I go out, and I have myself. I have my music. I have my heart, my universe that I believe in. I don't have to call it God. No, I mean, what's your punishment if I don't call it God? I call it the universe. What are you going to do about it? Well, I don't know. Shoot me? Well, Kind of shows your God might not be very good then, eh? All right, this is the 6th string. Get it up here. There we go. Okay, so they're all on there at least now. They're all on there. Should I tighten them up and then play it a little with you guys? I don't know. Maybe I'll stop it, tune up, and do some shorts with it. Yeah. You know, friends deserting you may show more about them than it does about you. You know, like in my case, friends deserting me, that it's often a them thing, you know. Okay, so the guitar is technically strung. This is technically now trash. Let me just plug it in and see if it sounds good or whatever. These things are trash also. Tune it up a little. Okay. Gonna do some shorts after this. Like I was gonna do that. Let's see, this can go. And per suggestion of, I do use my whammy pedal and my wall pedal now most of the time. Okay, this goes like this. So plug this in, see if I can tune it up a little bit here. Oh yeah, I don't usually plug. Oh, it is plugged in. Okay, that's a good thing. Should I turn it to D or E flat? I think I'll turn it to D. D's lower than E flat, of course. Okay. No, wait. No, I'll turn it to E flat. E flat feels better. I almost tuned it to D, but I'll make it E flat. So let's go to E flat. When you tighten them, it sometimes comes looser. I mean, when you stretch the string, it sometimes loosens it a little, so you got to tighten it as you go sometimes. At the bridge, I mean. All right. iron bar, it just needs it. So I'm going to loosen these back here. Tension on the iron bar needs to be adjusted right now. Better. So just a hair more. Very good. Let me just set down with the opposite thing and tighten it a little back here because I went too far. Not by much, but a little. And then retune. Okay, let me wait. Let me not go yet. Let me do this here. Stretch them a little bit. You don't just tune them once. You have to stretch a little because they're not. When you first put them on, they're still stretching. Now you retune. Do a bold thing and tighten and lock the nut, even though it's probably premature to do that because they're still stretching, but I'm going to say let's just lock it. So lock the nut there. Lock the nut here. You can just let them sit a while, but I'll just lock it up. What the heck, you know? Close enough for music stores. That's probably what they do at music stores. I don't think they let it sit there.